Hey team, wanted to make a quick tutorial on how I did my stories today. So I use Phonto, where you can stack photos on top of photos. You just tap on the screen, go to photo albums. Hopefully nothing inappropriate comes up. And you find whatever photo you want to use. So just an example, I used this one right here. You hit done. And now the way that I got the shapes, you click, there's 3 lines down here in the bottom left corner, right here, add item, and this is where I got these little bubbles, and you can change color. So I love pink, so I made them pink, and you move them around, you tap on it to change the color, you tap on it for size, right, do whatever you want. So size, you can tilt them, you can tilt pictures. So let me make this a little bit bigger. And then what I did, and this is a little bit time consuming, especially if you've never used this before. Then what you do is, because I love progression stories on my Instagram stories. Progression stories is where you tap and another sentence or another picture comes up. Tap and another picture and another message comes up. So that's called progression stories. So then you would save it. Okay. And then what I have to do is I have to X out of Phonto for some reason. It doesn't restart on its own. Then I would go to, here's his Instagram. Then I would go to my Instagram and, oh, it didn't save it. Oh, you know what? I don't know, for some reason, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know. Actually, what I did is I clicked on it and I screenshotted so that in stories, it has the black and it doesn't take up the whole screen, if that makes sense. So here it is now. And then I add the words here in stories. So I think I said fall boot camp starts October, what did I say? I don't know, maybe. And then you make it little, whatever, you add it here. And then I would hit this as one story, right? Let me do it really quick, just so you can see. Add it to my stories. Oh, I think I added something else. Shit. Let me go delete it really quick. Delete. Here, I'll show you my example. We just go to my stories and you can see. So my first one was this one, right? With the first bubble. Boot camps October 29. And then I added, I want to work with 20 women. Of course, you're going to make this your own. So this is what I mean by progression stories. You tap another item and words came up. Tap, 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 tap. This is what I mean by progression stories. I love progression stories. I love to see people use progression stories. So I make my stories how I like to see other people's stories. And it is a little time consuming in the beginning. So if you don't have much time for it, then don't do that. Do it. You can do all one progression story at the same time and just say, hold down to read. I just know many people, it's just a little bit more creative, but it does take a little bit more time. You can do this. What you can do also is you can, before you even make a story, so let's just say you have time at the end of the day when you're sitting down, where you can make your progression stories a day before and then add them the next day. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to do it then and there. Anyways, that was the first bubble, right? So I come back to Phonto, not take photo, shoot. I'm the worst tutorial person. Photo album. And I have my IG stories to where they automatically save down. So you see, it's saved down. It has the words in it. So done. You can go click that option in your story settings where it automatically saves down to your camera roll. Or you can go and save it yourself. But I wanted to make sure that it's saved with the bubble and the words. So now I go to the 3 arrows, 3 lines again. I'm going to add my next little bubble, whatever you want to do. Let's just say this one. I want to change the color. This is just me. I'm extra like that. Let's put it down here. And then what I did to add the photos, you click again on the 3 lines, add image this time. So when you want to add photos on top of photos, and I think the first one that I added was, the Beachbody on Demand. And this one I got from Google. I typed in Team Beachbody on Demand, and I find this. You can change it to different shapes. So I think I did circle like this, and then you can move it around. I know you can't see my fingers, but I have my fingers on here, and I'm just moving my fingers around. And you can click done, And then I want to make this smaller size, maybe a little bit bigger, maybe here. And then you put it on top of here. You just have to remember, so you see where it cuts off the picture? So the only thing that's going to show is where the line of the picture is at. So make sure it's within reach. So you can, if I want to make it a little bit smaller, I tap on the picture and make it a little bit smaller. And then again, I would save it. Okay. And I'm going to make sure I exit out of this because it doesn't, I think there's a little glitch to it. I'm back in my IG, save up, and here it is. Now add the words. I think I said something like virtual gym. Oh, this always changes to Espanol. ESL problems. Virtual gym, access, 12 months, access to all 200s. Something like that. I forgot what I said. You can go back and see my hundreds of workouts. And then I think I made it smaller, and I'm going to do this red, and then I added it down here. Something like this. Remember also to be using location. So when I do, as I add the location, I've been tagging local gyms. So 24-Hour Fitness in Mansfield, and then you make it really small. I'm using your fingers to squeeze it together so that it's not anywhere here. You can also use hashtags. Like I use curly hair a lot because I track a lot of curly girl method, whatever. I also make it really small because it really doesn't have anything to do with my picture. And then I would do here, and then I would add to my stories. So if you don't have it to where it automatically saves down, you see here it says save on the bottom left corner, save it so you can go back into Phonto or you can add it to your story. So this, again, do whatever you want to do it. But let's just say you're doing this the night before and you don't want to post this until the morning. Well, you would save it down, and then in the morning you would post it. So maybe Sunday night, Saturday evening when you're watching Netflix, you can work on these progression stories. You can save them down and then use them on Wednesday or use them on Transformation Tuesday. If you are, you work, oh shit, my lash girl just messaged me. If you work full-time, if you're a full-time mama, I get it, we're busy and you probably don't have time to sit there and do this, but there's ways to work around this, and that's saving it, doing it on a night that you do have time, and then saving them for a Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever. Anyways, I'm going to save it down because I'm not going to post it. I'm going to X out of here, discard it, and I'm going to go back in Phonto, photo album, find the last one that I did, and now I'm ready to add done. Hit done. Always hit done. I'm ready to add my next bubble. Add item. Let's do this one again. I'm going to tap on it. Color. Let's do my second favorite color is purple. Let's bring it down here. I know it's going to cut off because it will only show the square. And the way that I found these, the nutrition guide and recipes, I went into Beachbody On Demand. You can probably also Google it. And because I'm advertising for Shift Shop, that's what I'm using. But what I did is I went into my Beachbody On Demand app. You can go into, like if you are, I know Jennifer's huge on 2B Mindset, so you would probably use that. But I went into Shift Shop. I went into materials. I went into the nutrition guide. And what I did is I took a screenshot. And then I cropped it. Done. Save to photos. I did it for the calendar as well. Proving Grounds. Oh, I didn't do that one. Workout calendar. Screenshot.